Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Rick Nally. I'm a sports scientist, a coach, and a runner. And I have just done a complete supplement restock. So I figured this would be the perfect time to talk about what are, in my opinion, the best supplements for runners. And, get a tax write-off. This is my personal supplement stack as someone trained to run fast, lift heavy, and generally just live a long and healthy life. Every supplement I talk about here is one I'd also recommend to my clients. I'm not endorsing any particular brands, though there is one supplement that's been an absolute game changer for me, more on that in a bit. Everything I take is based on three simple principles. Does it work? Is it affordable? And does it actually taste good? When it comes to supplements, there are endless options out there, and I'm hoping this video gives you a bit of clarity on how to build your own personalized stack without getting sucked into the bullshit of the supplement industry. Before we jump into it, I want to take a second to acknowledge that runners are obsessed with supplements. I've worked with a lot of different athletes, but runners can tend to be the worst when it comes to looking for that magic pill that's going to help you immediately improve your times, make you bulletproof, and increase your results with half the effort. And while supplements can be really helpful, a big part of today is going to be cutting through the bullshit of the supplement industry and clarifying what actually improves performance. I'll walk you through what I take and why, what's worth your money, and what probably isn't. Plus, a few thoughts on the supplements I don't take. I split my stack into two main groups. First, recovery boosters. Things I take immediately after a hard run or workout to help me to recover as efficiently as possible. And second, my everyday essentials. Supplements I take every day to support general health and nutrition. Some of these are performance related, but most are just practical tools to cover gaps in my diet and help me to stay consistent with the nutrition side of training. Jumping straight in, the first recovery booster is a post-run recovery shake. Getting your nutrition right after a run is key to recovering well. Within about 2 hours of finishing a hard session, you want to be consuming about 2 to 3 grams of carbs per kilo of body weight and roughly half a gram of protein per kilo of body weight, plus fluids and calories to replace what you lost. Recovery shakes help you to get all this in really quickly and easily. I actually use mass gainer shakes. This might be a surprise to some runners since they're mostly marketed towards bodybuilders, but I think these are seriously underrated as a recovery tool for endurance athletes. They're basically a big dose of protein and carbs in liquid form. Exactly what your body needs post-run: protein to rebuild, carbs to refuel, and fluids to rehydrate. Another advantage of mass gainer shakes over ones which are more traditionally marketed towards endurance athletes is that they can also help you to hit a higher calorie goal, which is really important if you're someone who's not just interested in running, but also trying to get stronger and build muscle. Because as you'll know, you need to get a lot of calories on board when you are running high mileage to also support progress in the gym. While there are lots of options of mass gainer shakes, one that has been an absolute game changer for me has actually been Optimum Nutrition Serious Mass. It is super high in calories, it tastes great, and it actually works out cheaper than most blends for endurance athletes. You can just take a scoop of Serious Mass with water, but I actually blend it into a shake because A, it tastes better, and B, I can actually check off a few more boxes that way. I blend 1 scoop of Serious Mass with 300 milliliters of milk, 1 banana, a tablespoon of peanut butter, and in that I have over 1,000 calories, 40 grams of protein, 160 grams of carbs, which is basically equivalent of a really high quality, high calorie meal with great macros. That's portable and easy to get down straight after a hard workout. So I know that as soon as I'm done my training, I can have that ready to go to kickstart the recovery process. My second recovery booster is something runners will be more familiar with: electrolytes. These are the salts that you lose in sweat, most notably sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium. They're crucial for achieving a balanced state of hydration. Most runners already know that if you're dehydrated, it will negatively impact your performance, and that we need to include salts in our water to ensure you're effectively uptaking the water you drink into the working cells. But something I don't think that gets mentioned nearly enough is that failing to rehydrate fully after a workout will also have a big impact on your adaptation. This is because proper electrolyte balance is so important for blood volume and nutrient transport. A full hydration strategy covers before, during, and after your runs. Getting enough electrolytes on board is especially important when you're doing your longer runs that are over an hour, when you are training in hot, humid weather, or if you're just a heavy sweater. If you tend to sweat a lot when you run, it's going to be very important for you to get electrolytes on board as well as just fluids. If you're unsure about how to rehydrate effectively after a workout, a really simple and effective strategy is to weigh yourself before and after your runs. The majority of the weight you lose throughout the course of the run will be from fluids, so you're aiming to drink 1 liter of water for every 1 kilo of weight decrease you see. Now that I've covered my recovery boosters, the ones that you're going to take immediately after hard workouts, let's talk about my daily essentials. These are the ones that you're going to take every day to support your general nutrition and health. To start is the classic whey protein. Everyone in the fitness world talks about it because it works. There's nothing magical about whey. It's just a simple, effective, and affordable way to get more high quality protein into your diet. Whey is simply a byproduct of cheese production. It gets separated from the curds during the processing phase. Fun fact, we used to just throw it out or give it away to farmers. Then, once we tested it, we realized it's actually a really high quality source of protein. Now, it's a multi billion-dollar industry. What makes whey such a high quality source of protein is that its DIAS, that's digestible indispensable amino acid score, is over 1. And that is because that is a complete amino acid profile, and the majority of the protein in it will be absorbed by your body and used to rebuild working muscles. When the DIAS score was first created, eggs used to be the gold standard, but when they tested whey, it actually broke the scale as an average score of over 1.1. So while whey is in no way magical, it is just one of the best quality proteins you can buy. There are three main types of whey. There's whey concentrate, isolate, and hydrolysate. All have very similar amino acid profiles, and for 99% of people, concentrate is by far the best option. It's affordable and widely available. Whey isolate is simply a more refined version of whey concentrate, with around 90% of its calories coming from protein, so the carbs and the fats that are present, more of them are removed. It also is lower in lactose, so if you have a mild lactose intolerance, it could be easier for you to digest that than normal whey concentrate. And lastly, whey hydrolysate is for when you have way too much money and you want to waste some of it. It's ultra refined, basically so that it mixes really easily with water, but that's about the only benefit. For the price difference, I recommend just shaking your bottle a little bit more and saving yourself quite a bit of money. The reason I'm including whey protein so high up my list is because protein is so often overlooked by runners. Runners love to obsess over carbs, and obviously, carbs are super important. They're the fuel source of our running, but protein is absolutely crucial when it comes to recovery and the adaptation process. The general recommendation for endurance runners tends to be pretty low, somewhere in the region of about 1.2 to 1.4 grams of protein per kilo. But if, like me, you're also trying to get stronger and build muscle alongside your running, aiming for something more in the range of 1.5 to 2 grams per kilo is going to be way more effective. The timing of your protein intake isn't nearly as important as social media has made it out to be, while the anabolic window is loosely based on real science. Unless you're training multiple times per day, just hitting your total protein goals each day is more than good enough to get your results. Next up on my daily list is creatine. Creatine has a reputation as a real gym bro supplement, and it is most often associated with strength and power sports, but it actually has a wide range of benefits from muscle size and power output to more recent research, which is showing it has benefits towards recovery and even brain health. It's cheap, effective, and incredibly well studied. It is the second most researched supplement on the market after caffeine. To understand why creatine can be helpful to runners, you have to look at the three main energy systems of the body: the phosphocreatine system, the anaerobic system, and the aerobic system. Creatine fuels the first one, the phosphocreatine system, which powers short, explosive efforts like sprinting, jumping, or heavy lifting. So while it doesn't directly improve aerobic fitness, if you're also training for strength and speed, as all good runners should be, it'll help to get more out of your gym and sprint sessions, which in turn will make you a faster, stronger, and more efficient endurance runner. And for any runners out there with a secondary goal of lifting heavy or trying to build muscle, creatine is an absolute no-brainer. There's definitely a lot of misinformation around creatine online, so I want to quickly address some of the most common myths I hear. First up, creatine causes you to gain water weight. And this one is actually totally true. The water weight you gain is occurring inside the muscle cells. So the weight you gain when you take creatine is literally caused by the muscles increasing in size and functioning more effectively. It's 100% a net positive. As well as this, you don't need to cycle on and off creatine. It's 100% safe for long-term daily use, and you won't become less sensitive to it over time. Some coaches will recommend an initial loading phase when you first start taking creatine, the idea being that you take a higher dose to bring up your resting blood concentration to the target levels as quickly as possible. I never really saw much benefit to this. All that really happens is that you burn through your tub of creatine quicker and you have to go buy more. Just take a consistent daily dose of 3 to 5 grams before or after your workouts, doesn't matter which, and you'll get all the benefits on offer. Next up is omega-3. Now, this one isn't a performance supplement per se, but the benefits for heart health, inflammation, cholesterol, even newer research suggesting it helps with brain function, in my mind, make it 100% worth taking every day. When buying omega-3, you want to look past the branding. A higher price does not always mean better quality. There's a lot of overpriced omega-3 supplements out there that are essentially just marketed towards neurotic biohackers and claims to give super doses that'll give you tenfold benefit, when in reality, there's no benefit to it. It's more expensive, and you're actually putting yourself somewhat at risk. What does matter in an omega-3 supplement is two main factors: the total amount of omega-3 per serving and the ratio of EPA to DHA. Those are the two main fatty acids which make up omega-3. They both have very long, complex chemical names that I'm not even going to attempt to say out loud. But you're looking for a total serving of about 4 to 500 milligrams of omega-3 with a higher ratio of EPA to DHA. If the omega-3 supplement you're looking at checks those boxes, you're good to go. Next up, vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 helps your body absorb calcium and supports bone health. Anything that's going to help support bone health is so important for runners. Our bones are under constant stress, and D3 supports the bone remodeling process to keep them strong and resilient. The best natural source of D3 is just sunlight, so spending more time outdoors and increasing your rate of sun exposure is a really good first step. But if you live in the northern hemisphere, especially somewhere where the sun barely shines, like me here in Dublin, you'll be benefiting from getting a supplement in there as well to support the natural absorption from sunlight. The recommended dosage of vitamin D3 does have a pretty big range, from 600 IU all the way up to an upper limit of about 4,000. It is important to note that vitamin D3 is also fat soluble, so mega doses can build up in the fat tissue and become toxic over time. So while I 100% recommend this as a daily supplement, don't overdo it. It might support bone remodeling, but taking it by the fistful won't save you from getting injured, and it definitely won't fix your stress factor if you're not managing your training load properly. And last up on my list of daily essentials are ZMAs. That's zinc, magnesium, and vitamin B6. Really simple here. They're generally seen as a supplement that supports your sleep, but each individual components have a few benefits of their own. Magnesium has been shown to improve the quality of your sleep by helping you get into a deeper state of sleep faster and more effectively. Zinc supports testosterone production, and vitamin B6 improves the rate of absorption of both zinc and magnesium. It may also help with red blood cell production, potentially benefiting runners. Dosages do vary quite a bit between different supplements, so some good guidelines for each element: 200 to 300 milligrams of magnesium. You want to be careful not to exceed 400 milligrams. At that point, it can have a laxative effect. 10 to 15 milligrams of zinc, and then the B6 concentration is usually pretty arbitrary. As I do mostly use it as a sleep support, I tend to take it 30 to 60 minutes for my bedtime to have the most effective impact there. While I did mention the potential boost to testosterone and red blood cell counts, ZMAs are not performance enhancing drugs. Think of them as a way to bring your baseline back to normal if you're in a deficient state, but they will not bring you up to superhuman levels. And that is my complete supplement stack. You'll notice that nothing in my stack is particularly exciting or claims to massively boost performance. And that is the whole point. These are well researched, reliable, and affordable. Nothing here is a magic bullet, because magic bullets do not exist. If a supplement really had massive performance enhancing benefits, it would just be a banned substance. You might also notice that I didn't include any of from the endless list of what are usually referred to as running specific supplements: ashwagandha, sodium bicarbonate, beta alanine, beetroot shots, tart cherry. I could keep going forever. Some of these do have promising research. For the most part, they're overpriced, understudied, and definitely overhyped. There might come a point where we have enough evidence to say they are very effective and worth taking. But for the majority of athletes I've worked with, and even those at the higher level, just getting the basics right first is going to have a much bigger impact on your overall performance. Keep in mind that supplements are just that. They're supplemental. Use them to support good habits, not replace them. They can help to fill the gaps in your nutrition or make your recovery a little bit more effective, but they are absolutely not a shortcut to results. If you're ever unsure about a supplement, the easy answer is just assume it doesn't work. And remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it almost certainly is. If you have any questions about any particular supplements I didn't mention, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.